D&D has revealed their plans for the first part of 2026, and it seems to be letting everyone else do the work for their releases.
Work smarter, not harder.
Before we break down D&D's third-party release schedule for 2026, and why there are no first-party releases scheduled yet, why not take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons? It's fast and totally free, and it really does help these videos out tremendously. And then, let's talk the future of D&D. Dungeons & Dragons had a brutal 2025, with the deaths of their Sigil VTT to the exodus of basically all their known talent to a string of unfortunate product delays due to production errors. 2025 did end on a high note, with signals that D&D would be working with the Dragonlance team again on new content, this time hopefully with them fully on board, and that Dark Sun would finally be making a return in the coming year. But a month into 2026, and we have 0 first-party releases scheduled from D&D, although we do now have 6 new third-party releases officially coming to D&D Beyond in the first quarter of the year. So why has D&D decided to bet everything in 2026 on other people's work? And what is keeping them from creating and releasing actual first-party content? Let's break it down. D&D only has one roadmap of products revealed for 2026, and it's all third-party titles that were already released on non-D&D platforms like DM's Guild or through the direct publishers, with some originally coming out several years ago like the Griffin Saddlebag Book 1. That said, these releases, which also include the newest entry in the popular Helliana's Guide to Monster Hunting and our personal favorite, the Pugilist class from Benjamin Huffman, are getting official D&D Beyond support now, which makes them far more accessible, and they all bring a lot of great, if not brand new, content to the table. Support for new full classes and tons of new gear and spells is always welcome, although we should point out that disappointingly the Tamer class from Helliana's Guide to Monster Hunting will not be included on D&D Beyond for some reason. But can D&D really keep growing its brand by recycling other publishers' third-party content while their own first-party releases keep missing the mark or suffering serious setbacks? Is a plan to just basically turn D&D into a storefront platform that just houses the works of celebrated third-party publishers like Loot Tavern and MCDM instead of churning out new releases of its own? For the first quarter of 2026 at least, that does seem to be the current plan, and to be fair, it also does make a certain amount of sense. D&D first-party releases have been very hit or miss in the last several years, the big campaign settings in particular having gone down to largely negative reviews, with Dragonlance, Spelljammer, and Planescape all facing complaints about lack of content and substance, and even their recent more successful releases have had their own issues, as the Heroes of the Borderlands starter set required some almost instant errata to fix player issues, and that's not mentioning the physical issues they've run into as well, like the big delay to Forge of the Artificer after their initial print run arrived with warped covers, or the major misprint that had them redo the entire deck of many things in 2024. We know that Dark Sun and most likely Dragonlance are being worked on for big D&D releases, but given that recent track record, you can understand how they might want to make sure they have everything lined up correctly before they make anything official. If D&D botched another big campaign setting release, fan faith in their abilities might just start to shrivel up, so we fully expect them to take their time. But still, at least announcing that one of those projects is actually happening would do a lot to restore the faith in Dungeons & Dragons that has suffered through another year of bad PR and product disasters, even if it doesn't come attached with an official release window. As it is, turning D&D into a big third-party platform vendor will probably make them some substantial money and give them some breathing room from the Hasbro leadership who's always looking to cut costs and raise profits. We just hope that this is a very much temporary band-aid on the wound that really needs a big, successful campaign setting release from the actual D&D team to fully stitch closed. And hopefully we get that in the very near future. So what do you think? Should D&D just focus more on third-party content, or try to create more high-quality first-party campaign settings and supplements? Let us know down in the comment section, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.